Hey everyone! Played around with some color and sparkles this time to create a Luna Moth fairy. So stick around and see this character come to life. First, glue down those eyebrows and cover them up with some concealer and powder them down. Going to start with Crafts and Color Classic Face and Body Paint Kit and grab that white color. Just wanted to lighten up the skin a bit so the colors would pop more. With that same palette, take the purple color and start to create an asymmetrical shape across the chest. I left a void for where the moon was going to be since I didn't want to have to paint over the color and still try to maintain a true white. Then taking the Crafts and Colors Classic palette, use the pink on some of the outer edges of the purple. Next, use the yellow on a few larger areas. I took the purple again and worked it a little more into the new colors, also building it up some in the middle. With the white out of the classic color palette, create a ring around the open space, then blend it into the surrounding purple. This will give the moon a glowing effect. Then apply more concentrated and paint in the moon. Went ahead and added a few darker areas to help amplify the soft glow around the moon. Using the black out of the Crafts and Color palette, begin to paint in the details of the moon with one of the Crafts and Colors detail paintbrushes. Starting with the lighter sections, then building up the shadows as I go. Batter some white for a little starry texture, followed by applying some larger stars by hand. Now for the collar. Taking sterling silver out of the Crafts and Color metallic face and body paint kit. Sketch out the basic shape first, then start layering different size circular shapes. Once the area is covered, thicken the lines around the shapes and get rid of any sharp corners. With the Collective Cosmetics Eyeshadow Abyss, shade under the collar and also shading in each open space, keeping the shadow to the top part of the cutouts. This will give the illusion that the collar is above the skin. Taking the Crafts and Colors Classic palette, use the white to highlight on the silver. Next, taking the Collective Cosmetics Moontwin Palette color Battle Queen, apply it wet in sections above the eye and below, leaving the open area between the green on the top part of the eye. Back to the Moontwin palette, this time with the color Spectra, fill in the open space in the middle of the green shade and add it to the outer edges of the eye and the inner part. Moved on to a new dry brush, jumping between the colors and soften the blends. With the Collective Cosmetics Moontwin Palette highlighter and Twinkling, apply over the previous eyeshadows for some sparkle, followed by adding it to the typical highlight places. And applying it heavily around the moon, then a little bit lighter in random spaces in the purple. Next, the Collective Cosmetics shade Cern. Carve out my cheekbones and jawline. Now for some sparkle, add some different size rhinestones using lash glue above the eyes and up the sides of the forehead. Put a little more color in the purple space using the green out of the Crafts and Colors Classic palette, followed by the blue out of that same palette. Do a quick spatter of white to add some more stars. Also using the Crafts and Colors white to paint on the false lashes. Grabbing the Crafts and Color metallic palette, take the lilac color and fill in my lips. Back with the Twinkling highlighter from the Collective Cosmetics Moontwin palette, apply it densely on my lids and corners of the eyes, even a bit on the cupid's bow and center of bottom lip. I also ended up adding some of this metallic lilac shade onto the chest. Then back to the classic purple color to darken some small areas to add texture. Then with the darker blue out of the Crafts and Color Classic palette, darken around the purple space, stippling it and keeping the edges random. With the Crafts and Color detail brush and some of the blue, add some squiggles to deepen some of the new blue areas. Fill in my waterline with Kat Von D Beauty Everlasting Lip Liner in Coven. Put some more of the Collective Cosmetics Twinkling color under the eyes. Wanted some more contrast on the chest, so I added some black squiggling around the piece. And using the Collective Cosmetics Abyss shade, widen and intensify the shadow under the collar. Jumped to the white body paint and added some spots around the eyes. Back to the Abyss eyeshadow to darken the shadows in the open spaces of the collar. Put in some more white highlights on the silver and decided to add a few more rhinestones. For the final touch, taking the Collective Cosmetics Moontwin Palette, use the Sundial highlighter over the cheeks, along the hairline, and around the chin. Also use my finger to add some random spots on the chest piece. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you had fun. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time.